Welcome every single body to Locked On Lads TV. I'm Peter Wilkinson. You are here tonight to witness round 19 of the Australasian Supercars eSeries. We are ready to go. We're going to Nashville, baby, and we have a plan, and that is we are closing in on the end of the series right now. The season is off. The season finale is getting very, very close. We have some movement in the championship table. Troy Davison does lead this championship still, but his gap is now only 26 points, and that is to both Raymond Yeager and Justin Witcher, who are now hot on his tails. And on his tail, Craig Roffey is then a further 47 points back, along with Toddy Maxfield in equal fourth at the moment. Oh, sorry, that is Craig Roffey back, and then 47 further points back is Todd Maxfield. Kate Donnelly in sixth, Ruben Phelps in seventh, Adam Malone in eighth, Aiden Schultz in ninth, and Jamie Nankervis rounds out your 10, jumping up 2 places after last week's race. Very good job, Jamie. Things are getting hot in this series, as they are almost every week. The series is brought to you by My Private Cellar. Go support the people who support this series quickly. We have got 10 seconds till the end of warm-up, and then we're going to grid, and we're going to do a lap around this Superspeedway, and then we're going to be racing. So let's take it through the grid. And as with any single Superspeedway, especially in a V8 supercar, things are tight at the top. Matt Dyer is back to defend his last start win with a 29.693 pole position. Less than 2/100ths or 3/100ths of a second further back is Nicholas Walsh. Justin Witcher dead heated for second, but will start third on the grid. Cade Donnelly 1/100th of a second further back. In fact, the top 9 cars are separated by 1/10 of a second. This is going to be massive. So Justin Witcher in third, Cade Donnelly in fourth, Troy Davison, championship leader, in fifth, Jai Schultz in sixth, Craig Roffey in seventh, Christopher Finlay in eighth, Nigel Patton in ninth, Ruben Phelps in 10th, Tom Pritchard in 11th, Gary Wellman in 12th, Warwick Sharp back in 13th, Aiden Schultz in 14th, Kim Roffey 15th, Stephen Hall 16th, Jamie Nankervis in 17th, Philip Howe in 18th, Todd Maxfield in 19th, Christopher Tomlin in 20th, Sebastian Varndell in 21st, Greg Spencer 22nd, Adrian Ariel in 23rd, Peter Gretton in 24th, Raymond Yeager all the way down in 25th, Noddy Tompkins just behind him in 26th, Dwayne Priest in 27th, Tim Blundell in 28th, Peter Jones in 29th. However, he says in Facebook he's in the stands, so he is just here to support the team. Peter Matson in 30th, and Ash Nesher in 31st is what I've got on my thing, but some of them may not be starting this race. As you can see from the blimp there, we are almost ready to go. Let's get down and check out what is going on with these cars tonight, as we can see them getting around the field just there. Let's go have a look at Matt Dyer. Here to race yet again, which is great to see him back. Really good to see. Now, we have got a good race for you tonight. Superspeedway. Anything can happen here tonight, people. There it is, Nashville Superspeedway. Turn 4, pace car drops down into pit lane. Matt has control of this field. We can see the restart zone just ahead of him, which is all over his tail. And Matt drops the accelerator and off he goes. Big jump there. Great job from him to lead the field away. They're 3, they're 4 wide behind. What a good start of this race. You can see Troy Davison getting to the front. He doesn't want to get caught up in anything. He gets around, just sit behind his number 1 rival in Justin Witcher, that's near him anyway. Jai Schultz, no, that's Nicholas Walsh, is up there into second spot, but Matt Dyer's had a great start. He's put a gap in between him and Nick has also then put a gap between him and Troy Davison. It's a clean start, 152 laps here tonight. 30 seconds, 35 seconds a lap. 60 laps is fuel, we're hearing. So there will be 2 stops here. There's about a 32 lap gap in there. If we go green, strategy will come into play, but Matt's doing a great job here. Let's go back and have a look further back in the pack here. The pack starts to chase down Nicholas Walsh. They don't want to let them get too big a start, but off they go. You can see Craig Roffey coming around the outside there of Nigel Patton, I believe that is, and he will make that one stick as Nigel goes low. And coming up the inside of both of those people is Gary Wellman, is right in there in the mix as well. He's following Craig around the outside of Nigel. He's going to make this go. No, he's going to go down. He's going to try and make it 3 wide as they try and fight for some kind of position at the moment. But the cars are settling in. You can see some momentum momentum racing cars back there in the back, just sitting in spot. Darren Robb, hello, welcome to chat in Facebook. Get over there and have a chat. Mace 1, go Steve Hall. Steve Hall's back. Right there. Let's get on board. Look at Steve Hall, that brilliant looking car. Let's go on the nose of Steve Hall and take a lap around Nashville Superspeedway. You can see those cars have jumped out to a very significant lead. Matt Dyer is 3 seconds ahead. That is interesting. I've now got someone else in first. What's happened here? No, there's just someone blinking in and out that's playing up with the timings. But 2.5 seconds Matt's lead is, and then another 2.5 seconds further back to Justin Witcher. What I'm seeing up ahead, though, is Tim Blundell and Kay Donnelly are significantly off the pace and could be coming lapped cars very, very soon. But look at this. Look at them. You've got just in front of Steve Hall is Jamie Nankervis. No, just behind Steve Hall. So that is interesting. Let's have a look here. I'm definitely on board with Steve Hall. No missing things at the moment. I'm missing things. Missing information. Because that car in front is the 06. Oh, he's out of order, is he? That's Ruben Phelps. Tom Pritchard. My timing board is all over the shop. That's why. We've fixed it up. There we go. Nigel Patton, Ruben Phelps is just in front. Now we got caution. We have caution, people. Those cars that we're going to get lapped are in the infield. Well, that's Christopher Tomlin in the infield. Jamie Nankervis, that man we're talking about as well, has got some problems with his car. Does not look the greatest. As I get my setup on the other end corrected. Let's go back 30 seconds. Let's have a look what's happened here. He's already spun at this stage. So let's just go back a little bit further. So that looks like Jamie Nankervis. Let's go on board with Jamie. On his nose, let's have a close-up view of what happens here in front. So there's you can see the cars are rubbing together there at that stage. That's Roffey, and that is Tomlin. 8:30 of Tomlin, yes. And he just has nowhere to go, poor Jamie Nankervis. Has nowhere to go at all. So let's go on board with Christopher Tomlin. Let's have a look from the chopper. Let's have a closer look at this as all the cars settle down and get ready for the first pit stop to do a bit of a splash and a dash. You see there, Christopher Tomlin's coming down. Nearly racing incident. Oh, I don't know. It's one of those things. Let's go the nose here. Let's have a look. Actually, let's go on board. Let's go to the gyro. Let's go right here. So you can see there, he's turning pretty hard, Christopher Tomlin. He's got, that's Kim Roffey in front. And you can see he's drifting up there. Can we get a good one from the chopper there? Yes, we can. So Tomlin is higher up here. You can see Roffey's holding that seam. Roffey's car's okay. Tomlin then comes down below the seam as they start to accelerate out. Roffey's holding that line and he just gives him a nudge. Tomlin just gives him a little nudge there, a little kiss. And then that gets the two cars going a little bit off. I want to quickly just go back. See here. Let's go on the gyro. And let's go. You see here, Roffey's steering wheel. Just watch it. No, that's not Roffy. That's Tomlin. Let's go on board with Roffy. Let's go back. You can see here. So he's going along. There's a course correction he has to make here. He gets the bump there, and you see there, it's just going up, and he's just lost control at that stage. There's not much he can do. There's all this wheel work he can do to try and keep it straight, but at that stage, Tomlin is already in trouble. You can see them there. So that's a shame. That is a real shame, unfortunately. Takes out Jamie Nankervis and almost gets one of the Sim Boys cars there in Todd Maxfield, I think. But the two cars worst affected is Christopher Tomlin and Jamie Nankervis. Let's go back to live action here as the cars are pacing around lap 10. And we are good to go for another few laps. 10 laps into 52. Let's go to TV number 1. Let's go to the front of the field. Let's take you through the pit stops here. Matt Dyer, all his lead, all that stuff he'd built up is unfortunately gone. He is back with the field yet again. Dwayne Priest did not pit. Matt Dyer did not pit. In fact, that's an interesting call for Matt. However, so he is on a 10-lap stint. So is Dwayne Priest, jumped 24 places in the second spot without pitting there. Everyone else pitted. And there's nothing to tell from the timing there. The only interesting one is Peter Gretton's got 2 pit stops in. Peter Jones has 2 pit stops in. Peter Matson also has 2 pit stops in. So whether they topped up again, that is an interesting little one. I'm not sure there, but they are good to go. So Peter Jones, I'm just reading the second comment in Facebook. He has said he will race as long as I give him the Legends set up for Friday. That's right, we were running Locked On Legends on Friday night this week. The Legends cars that we're going around. I don't even know what track we're going around. Oh, it's Alton Park, the Foster circuit. So I'm going to actually do some practice there. I'll get it set up and I'll send it out to you, Peter. Don't worry. We'll put it in our Discord just before we launch once we find the right one. But yeah, that's happening this next Friday. So can't wait for that. A little bit of fun night happening. A lot of the boys here do join in. So do check it out. Go check out the Facebook page, Locked On Lads. And you will find out more information as that comes to hand. Quickly, we have lights out on the pace car. We have a race about to be run again. We have a pace car in soon, very soon. Comes around and there we go. Number 4. Don't forget My Private Cellar is the major sponsor here. Go check them out. Matt Dyer, Dwayne Priest has control of this field. So Matt Dyer does. Dwayne Priest has to guess and has the top line to run with him. Who's going to jump? Matt jumps. Dwayne tries to go with him, but Nicholas Walsh gets a... No, that's Troy. No, that is Jai Schultz. Yet again, I called him before and he wasn't him, but it is him now. He's up there in the second. Great job. Jai Schultz up there just ahead in the Schultz battle. Aiden Schultz in 5th, so that's a really good job from him. Let's have a look from the back of Matt. Matt seems to have this car dialed in tonight. He has so much speed. Be interested to see. Look at the spread of this field already. Matt won his first race here with us and is back again to defend his honour, I guess, at Nashville. And we'll see if he can come up trumps again. But look at the gap. Dwayne's trying to close it down now, but he's strung out this field. There's even a pack building from behind. You can see how strung out. No, you can't. Not from that angle. Anyway, let's go back to where the gap really is. Noddy Tompkins is leading this pack from behind here. You can see there him and Peter Matson, Peter Gretton, are trying their hardest. There's this 1.8 second gap between them and Craig Roffey ahead, who is just going on his lonesome. It's he's got almost a second gap between him and Nigel Patton and Peter Gretton up ahead. But these guys are spread out, absolutely spread out. So we'll see what happens. We've got Stevie Hall. Something's happened to Stevie Hall. He's into the wall and he is coming into the pits, unfortunately. Let's just quickly go back and have a look what happened there. He's got some damage here. We're going to go live in a sec. So he has just Come around here. He's already got the damage at this stage. He might just be... No, let's just go live. He's already got the damage at that stage, so let's just move on from that. Back up front, Matt is being chased down by Dwayne Priest. Just give you an update. Philip Howe is not in the race anymore. He is 7 laps down. Adam Ariel is in the pits currently still. Jamie Nankervis is still in the pits. Kim Roffey is still in the pits. Christopher Tomlin is out of the pits and going again. He is 2 laps down, however. Steve Hall is still in the pits getting damage repaired. As we see here, something's happened there to Greg Spencer as well. There's been something happen here that we have missed. Hasn't got a caution. You can see there Greg Spencer's rear end. He's gone for the aero package, or sorry, the lightweight package and low aero package, and he is still lapping fine. He will lap fine, but I'd say he's been hitting the rear end pretty hard there at some stage. But he is a little bit worse for wear right now, but on the lead lap, and that's where you want to be in Superspeedway racing. That's all you need to worry about. The big one will happen, and you will get the time back as long as you stay on that lead lap. Let's go back up the front here. Dwayne Priest and Matt Dyer have jumped out to a significant lead yet again. These guys are now 2 seconds just about over Troy Davison. You can see there Troy's just leading the charge, doing everything he can as far as championship points go. Justin Witch has fallen back a little bit in the field. He is back down to 12th. That's his nearest rival. Raymond Yeager in 19th. That's what you need to worry about. Just quickly, if I can find the points for the current teams championships, we'll go through that while there's a little bit of not much happening here right now. Pinnacle Esports is on 1,086 points. Simboys closed the gap to 1,029. That is less than 60 points between first and second in the teams championships. Middle Split Racing is in third, 826 points. Southern Stars Esports 772. Momentum Sim Racing 699. Skypoint Racing 628. Code 9 Esports in 474. Southern Cross Racing in 336. Great job everyone involved in the team's championship. It's a great addition to this season. As we see here, Aiden Schultz jumps in front of Troy Davison to start leading this charge to catch those 2 runaway cars right now, who are almost 3 seconds ahead now at Nashville. These guys are flying along. Just to give you an idea, these about 0.3 of a second quicker than Aiden Schultz right now and the rest of the field. While we're watching these guys battle around, I'll quickly jump back. Let's have a look at young Peter Jones in the middle here. We're going to watch these guys pack race at the moment, and we're going to go through the sponsors of the series. Like I said, My Private Cellar, #1 sponsor. Locked On Lads TV helps bring it to you. However, over the next 2 weeks, I will be taking a small break for personal matters. And we're going to have Matty Hunter in to do a couple of races for you instead. Keep an eye out for that. More information coming soon. United Electrical Solutions is another one of the sponsors for this series. Hot Toddy's Heating installs the Sim Racing Edge as well. Go check them out if you want some setups, maybe some legend setups for Alton Park Fosters maybe. Pagnian Advanced Simulations, a couple of guys out of Locked On Racing have just bought some stuff through there. Very good place to get your gear if you can. Witcher Electrical is the other place. Go check all those people out. Support the people supporting this series. That's what we want to see as we go around. Noddy's doing a great job ahead of Peter Jones there. Peter Jones just ahead of Justin Witcher and Raymond Yeager, Nigel Patton and Tommy Pritchard. They're all sitting there happy as and very content. Whether they're driving fuel numbers or not, pushing the limit of these cars as far as fuel goes, I'm not sure. But I tell you what, Matt Dyer, Dwayne Priest do not care about either A, fuel, or B, tyres at the moment. They are just pushing the limits of this car as they come up on the back of Christopher Tomlin, who gets out of the way by going down on the apron. His car is obviously involved in that incident at the start of the race, the first caution. His car is slightly underpowered, lapping at about 32 seconds a lap at the moment compared to the front runners of 30.5. Very, very interesting stuff. Just update the stoppers. Stevie Hall is still in the pits. Kim Roffey still in the pits. Jamie Nenko is still in the pits, and Adam Ariel is still in the pits as well. Peter Gretton's going a bit slow. He's pulling down into the low line. He's coming back up there. I'm not sure what's happened there, but he has just pulled it up a little bit there, as that could be a very good indication of why Ruben Phelps, we saw him have the incident before, but he's also got more damage on the outside of the car. Maybe he did pick that up in both things, but he's going awfully slow at the moment compared to what he should be, but he is back up the pace now. So I can't see anything on Peter Gretton's car. The LR Esports livery of Peter Gretton's car looks fine. He just seemed to have wanted to get out of the way of something, I guess, maybe, but he is happy to be around where he is right now. I think he's back on the track and racing well enough. Back up the front, or not back up the front, back to this mid-pack race that we've got going on. We've got a couple of sim boys in here, Kay Donnelly, Toddy Maxfield, I can see there, Nicholas Walsh, I think that would be sitting in those. Joy Schultz has come back down the back again. He's happy to be sitting around this mid-pack as well. Look, if you've got Pinnacle around you, can't be too bad a spot. They are leading the championship. They know a thing or two about this oval racing, especially in a V8. So, hey, hanging around with them, using their strategy, probably not a bad call. The front gap, though, however, Matt Dyer, Dwayne Priest working together. 4.3 seconds from first to third. What a gap these guys have built up. All for naught if we get any kind of a safety car, but these guys, remember, are out of sync as far as strategy goes. These guys have 10 laps less of fuel, 1/6 of a tank less of fuel than everyone else, so theoretically they should be going faster. However, if this goes green for too long, they will have to stop under green. We are 29 laps in. That's about half a tank these guys have already burnt through, where the other cars on the track still have about 2/3 of a tank left. This is going to get interesting in about 30 laps time to see what happens at that stage. Remember, I said there's about a 32 lap window there that has to be spent on top of the 2 tanks of fuel it takes to get home. These guys that have already pitted have cut that down to a 22 gap window. So that window is closing to get a full couple cents home very quickly. In fact, if you were to stop any second now, you would almost get home on one more stop, which plays into tyres and plays into fuel. But these guys here who are pitting or racing now, or actually anyone, but they're going to take longer on pit lane. That is the key thing. Let's go back. Troy Davison and Aiden Schultz. This is spread out way more than I expected tonight. I expected really close, tight racing, but this is really spread out now. Troy Davison is in a gun seat as far as the championship goes. He has Nicholas Walsh behind him, one of his teammates. He's got Gary Wellman, another one of his teammates behind him, and Aiden Schultz up ahead. These 4 are in a pack on their own. There's about 4 seconds, almost 5 seconds now from these guys back to the next pack. So these guys are right in the spot. No one's going to come into harm them at the moment. They're just lapping. They're just enjoying it. So I suspect these cars that have gone back here to this Witcher, Jaeger, Noddy sort of pack here at the moment, there's got to be a reason. We saw qualifying time so close. When you get to a race, we do not see this big a disparity between the front runners and the back runners or the middle pack ever, unless you're running at different fuel numbers or tyre numbers. That's all I can think of. But this is, we've got, that's a noise in the background like a car hitting a wall, but I think that was a blinked car just coming back in and thinking it hit a wall, so don't stress about that. Justin Witcher here going along at a great rate. So 33 laps into the stint though, Dwayne Priest and Matt Dyer up front doing a great job. They've now just gone past Ruben Phelps, who is definitely not lapping as quick as he should be right now. He is the first person a lap down in lucky dog situation if that becomes an option very soon. But these guys are going on with the track so spread out. Absolutely so spread out. Look at it, everyone. It's unlikely we may see yellow here, so these guys are going to have to stop in the next 25 laps, these front runners. What that means to tyre times, I don't see the tyre drop off being very huge. Like, these guys have dropped off pretty much half a second, if that, after 35 laps. That's not going to be a huge issue. It's going to be that fuel, the time on the pit lane, that we're concerning ourselves with. The cars ahead, like I said, extra 10 laps, 1/6 of a tank. There's at least 4 or 5 seconds there. So 7 or 8 seconds we saw at the start. So that lead brings these guys back to where Troy Davison and Aiden Schultz are. That's key to keep an eye on. But like I said, if these guys back here, I don't think there's much saving here. Like, these guys should be usually driving as hard as they can. So it's an interesting one. I don't understand what's going on here, but we will work with it together, people. We will get there together. So keep an eye out on what we've got. Don't forget, Nashville this week, Chicagoland next week, and Atlanta Motor Speedway to come before the big 3 to come home with Daytona, Charlotte, and the California Classic. Big end of the season coming up. I will be here for those last 3 races to bring all the action with you. We'll have just a sub for the next 2. So big time ahead. Let's go aboard and let's have a look at a lap with Troy Davison right now. Actually, let's go with Aiden Schultz, because you got to see, look at the work he's doing on this car. But let's sit with him for a moment and just see how he goes. We come around past the grandstand in Aiden Schultz's car. You can hear that tyre scrub as they come around each corner. You can hear it slightly in the background there. There's definitely some work being put into these tyres. So what I suspect is those guys out front may have tyre problems. Remember, you only get one set of tyres to change at some stage. You can hear going hard into that corner. The tyres just slipping slightly. So maybe these guys have done the numbers. They know how long these tyres will last, and they're concerned of getting black flags and not finishing this race because their tyres are just dead. That's the only other thing I can think of. But let's go back to the normal broadcast camera. And they are so spread out here at the moment. So 5 seconds currently is the gap between Matt Dyer and Dwayne Priest, and this... Sorry, 7 seconds, because Matt Dyer has actually skipped out. He has skipped out on Dwayne Priest. There's a 1.5 second gap here. Maybe Dwayne's just realised what's going on, but he has skipped away from him in a very good fashion. So what? 2 seconds back to Dwayne. Aiden Schultz. Oh, actually, that's what it is. Let's go back here. Dwayne's hit the wall. Dwayne has hit the wall at some stage, and that has lost his momentum and time. You can see the big scrape down the side of his car, the driver's side there. That was not there before, so that's why he has dropped off. That is an interesting problem for him to have. So he's 2.1, 2.2. He's losing pace awfully quickly. He's going slower than the group behind. It is then 5 seconds further back to this crew, which is Aiden Schultz, Troy Davison, Nicholas Walsh, and Gary Wellman. It's then 5.5 seconds back to this little pack, which is Christopher Finlay, Sebastian Vardell, Kay Donnelly. It's then 2.5 seconds further back to Raymond Yeager, Noddy Tompkins, Peter Jones, Justin Witcher, Toddy Maxfield, Nigel Patton, Jai Schultz, and Tom Pritchard is still in that. Oh, he's then leading another pack, which is Tom Pritchard, Ash Nessa, Craig Roffey, Warwick Sharp, Peter Matson, Greg Spencer, and then Peter Gretton's about to be lapped. Phelps there is a lap down and about to be caught by that second pack we were talking about before. Very interesting strategy, but we need to go back to the front here because not the front, that's the front. 3.5 seconds. This bleed is blowing out. Dwayne Priest is coming back hard because of that damage. Oh, as we see LR Esports Peter Gretton go high to get out of the way, and just made that mistake. It goes into the wall as he finally does get lapped. He is now in lucky dog position if something does happen, but this field is so spread out I can't see it happening, although there's a lot of wall hitting right now, more than I thought there would be. So it'll be interesting to see if we do get a caution at some stage from a single solo spin. But Aiden Schultz has cut this gap in half between him and Dwayne Priest as Dwayne Priest goes backwards. Remember, Dwayne Priest, Matt Dwyer, different strategy. They are 45 laps into what we suspect is about a 60 lap tank of fuel. They will have to stop in the next 15 laps at some stage, so keep an eye out for that. But Matt Dyer is way ahead. Big lead right now. It's going to be at about 8 seconds once Dwayne really falls back into Aiden Schultz's clutches. But a lot to play out here. 46 laps into 152. One caution down. What else is to come? We do not know. But this race is building to something exciting, I think, because we have pace, we have no pace, we have strategy. There's a lot of things happen. We have cars hitting walls. We have cars going on a couple laps down. We've currently got 23 cars on the lead lap, though. That is a good sign, a good start. Going on pretty well. So here we go. 47 laps in to 152. I'd like to know. I want to see how this unfolds. In about 20 laps, we'll have all the information we need to know about this lap, because then the second guys, the guys who have pitted, will then have to figure their strategy out. But like I said, we get stop here. You'll have one more stop to go till the end. So that last stop is the very important stop. That'll be where you get tires, and that's where you get your last lot of fuel. Just out of interest though, tyre wear really isn't an issue right now as far as speed goes. These guys have hardly dropped pace at all from their fastest laps of the race, and we're 49 laps in, so there's got to be a fuel strategy playing in. That's all I can really think of. Tyres doesn't seem to be it, but hey, we'll see. We've got lots of things to play out yet. Troy Davison has now taken over that from Aiden Schultz in chasing down Dwayne Priest, and Dwayne Priest is just under 2 seconds away, but the gap between Matt and Troy is now almost 10 seconds. So once Dwayne falls back from his damage into the clutches of these guys, Matt's going to have a 10-second lead. We said about 7 seconds was the fuel stop gain that these guys have over Matt, so he will retain the lead when he comes out still and have pace to burn. We'll see if there's an overcut that comes from this or anything like that. We'll see. A lot of things to play out, but Dwayne is now into the clutches of Troy Davison with a whole heap of sim boys coming into play. These guys are putting in a good show for the team's championship. I'm just going to go find Ruben Phelps. He's in that pack. He's a lap down though. Kim Blundell just went a lap down to Matt Dyer. Matt Dyer's about to grab a whole heap of people. They're about to go laps down as well. They will get that lap back when he does pit in the next 8 laps. But as we can see, we can go back. Dwayne Priest is just going high to let these guys pass. He's going to try and tag onto the back, but his car is, I'd say, not steering the best. Let's go on board and have a look at how he's handling it. You see, that car just wants to go high. He's in the wall again. His car's not in a good way. It just doesn't want to turn left. He's not hitting 6th gear either, but that's probably because he hit the wall. You look at him try and hold it in. He's going to come in the pits here and he's going to have to get... No, yes, I don't know what he's doing, but he's now in pit lane. I think he's done more damage there, and that's going to be the end of his race for a fair bit. But he's into the pits. 53 laps into this race. Matt Dyer's up front, lapping the field right now, but he does have to stop very soon. 10 seconds is his gap. 10.5 seconds is his gap now, as we battle on to find out what's going to happen with this strategy. What's going to play out here? So much to play out. Oh, get in chat. Tell us what's going on, people. Tell us what you think's going to happen here in this race. Does Matt have this thing tone up, or do we have a race at some stage happening? We've got a lot of people in the wall, like I said, so I think we're going to see a solo yellow yellow flag here at some stage. I'll be watching a lot of rugby league this weekend. I'm saying yellow cards, which is not a rugby league thing anyway, it's a soccer thing, but sin bins, gotta love them. Matt Dyer's getting underneath Roffey there, coming up on Tom Pritchard's going to pick the gap there. Geez, that's tight. The way these cars are handling, they're not losing time, but they just look like they're struggling. Let's go on board with Matt. He's got 5 laps before I think he has to pit maximum, sorry. Look at the car, how loose it's getting into that corner. Turn 1 and 2. It's all over the shop going there, but he's going fast still. Although he's slowing down now. He's at 30.7, but that's traffic. He's having a tough time getting past the Roffey and Pritchard. But he comes out of 4 here. You see that car is wobbly on the exit there as 4 as well. He's doing a great job to drive this thing so fast. As you can see on board, he's got Tom Pritchard. He's got the nose in front of Tom. Tom pulls out and he goes down. Makes the move stick, so puts Tom a lap down. Handful of laps to go before he has to pit. As we see, not really much change anywhere else in the field except for the gap is slowly coming down. It's 9.7 seconds now, Davison to Dwyer. It's just, as you see there on the time board, it's just closing in ever so slightly, which is interesting to see. But Matt is going around. Traffic is playing a part of it, but you see his car's just not looking the best right now. He's got to do another, I would suggest at least another 32 laps on this set of tyres. And whether it's the tyres that are struggling, but he's not dropping off the pace. Not as much as anyone else anyway. He's sort of still doing the same lap times. The only one that's really out of whack is Raymond Jaeger, but that's probably just a one-off blip on the lap. But they're doing almost 31s now, so there is definitely tyre degradation coming. There will be an undercut be able to be made at some stage. Just looking at these lap times, but the drop-off seems to be about now, about 50 laps for these cars. Matt Dwyer still 30.6. He's back on it as he gets in behind Roffey here. Coming around for another lap. 59 laps. 60 laps is that mark. Will he come in this lap? Will he go out for another one? See his car. He's trying to get it down low to get in under Roffey, to put Roffey a lap down. Can he get the exit? Car looks fine to me at that stage, but he just can't get the exit anymore. Roffey's holding him at bay. This is the guy who is almost lapping the field. Well, not lapping the field. He's lapped a few cars, but he's got a 10-second lead, which is now only 9 seconds as he struggles to get past the back markers right now. 31-second laps for Matt Dyer at the moment. This is all coming back right now. He's got to do more laps on these tyres unless he decides to grab a new set now and try and nurse the new tyres to the end. I think he's struggling for tyres here. I think this is going to bring him right back to the field. It's under 9 seconds now. This lap, he can't get past Roffey. He's trying his best, but he just can't get the acceleration or the grip around the corners. You can see him coming up high as he exits the corner there. Just can't do it. Craig Roffey has his measure right now. So this is interesting. Just out of interest, Dwayne Priest is gone. Peter Gretton is gone. A lot of the cars are back out onto the track except for Jamie Nankervis. So, he's the only one still in the pits right now. We're just going to sit with Matt here. He's 62 laps in. So these guys are going a little bit longer than they thought. I think there's going to be an extra stop here that some people think they don't have to make. Here it is. Matt's in. As he comes in, let's go on board with Matt as he comes in the pit lane. Will he do tyres? We will not know. He's got to get a full tank of fuel. It will mask any stop that he has to have as far as tyres go. This is going to be interesting. His tyres, his times were not good at the end there. Troy Davis inherits the lead of this race. Matt Dyer's in the pits, so is Aiden Schultz. He decided to come in now, which is an interesting call from Aiden. As we stop and Matt jumps on board. It's going to be interesting to see how close Matt and Aiden come out to each other. because they should have to, Aiden should have to put in way less fuel. 15, 16 seconds here. He's getting ready, he's getting ready, he's getting ready. Tom Pritchard's in as well. I just want to hang with him. 26 seconds. There you go. Pit stop time of 26 seconds. Aiden Schultz is at 18, 19. He should be jumping any second now. He doesn't. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Aiden's got damage. No, he jumps out now. No, he hasn't. So whether Matt has now short filled yet again is interesting, because that's a 4 second shorter pit stop than the guy who had filled up fuel and was racing fine. Nicholas Walsh is down in the leader's race. Troy Davison battling him for second. Let's have a look. When we get some data, I'll bring it to you on lap times. Matt Dyer is, however, now a lap down in this race because he has stopped, but he's the first one and only one lap down. Lucky dog position if we do get a caution right now, which will bite him if we do get a caution, but we will start to see more green flag stops any second now as the people who topped up fuel earlier on in the race will come in to get more fuel. I have to assume that Matt's not put in a full tank of fuel at that stop, but we will see. We will see. Aiden's in a good position, I reckon. Aiden's looking very good at the moment. Noddy Tompkins and Greg Spencer are having a bit of fun. Bit of a play here at the moment with Peter Matson there as well. All over the place. Peter Matson up front there behind Roffey. Doing a good job. We will start to see more stops. Like I said, I'll keep an eye on them when they start happening. But right now, Gary Wellman has the lead of the race. Sim Boys are controlling this. This is exactly what they need to do if they want to win the team's championship. They're doing a great job right now. 1, 2, 3. That will be changed at some stage. Matt Dyer is, like I said, one lap down. No data on his lap times just yet to see if he's going quicker because of tyres. But my predicted time puts him at a slow lap at this stage right now. But that's got oh, actually, what's going on here? He's back in the pits again. He is back in the pits. This is huge. Aaron, yes, unfortunately Aaron Dillon is not with us tonight. We won't go into why he's not here. That's not for me to talk about. But he is saying the boys are doing okay, and they are. What has happened to Matt here? It's got to be a stop-go. It's got to be speeding in the lane or something like that, I'd assume. No, he's stopping again. I reckon his tyres. He's decided not to change tyres, and he's got a warning his tyres are gone. Because that's a tyre stop. That's straight up a tyre stop. He's going to struggle to get to the end of this race as we're 70 into 150. Oh, yeah, well, it'll get there. He's just got to look after him a little bit better. That makes this interesting. Anyway, Noddy Tompkins is in. Peter Jones is coming in. Here we go. Green flag stops. Troy Davis, the championship leader and one of the front runners in this thing. There he is in. Especially after day night we had yesterday. Yes, let's just watch this race. Gary Wellman, Nicholas Walsh is leading this race. Here we go. We have got an interesting little period coming up now. 61 laps we've been under with no caution right now. 62 laps in fact. This is, or 62 since the last caution. Everyone will have to pit very soon. Warwick Sharp is currently in the pit lane as well. Let's go look at our championship leader. 33, 34, 34.6 seconds, and out he goes. Where he rejoins compared to Aiden Schultz. That is the key right now. He is ahead of Aiden Schultz, but Aiden Schultz is coming around here. May just catch up to him in time. You see there, he's ahead of Matt Dyer, but Matt Dyer's now 3 laps down. The race leader that was 10 seconds ahead is now 3 laps down in this race. Troy Davison is ahead of Aiden Schultz by almost 5 seconds. Aiden Schultz is doing 31-second laps at the moment. Tyre degradation is a problem, everyone. Let's get on. Whether they take... So remember I said there's options here. 62 laps. 62 laps. That's 124 laps. You then have to make up an extra 26 laps. 28 laps. My maths is killing me. Which it goes under these angels here. 28 laps on fuel at the end or in the middle. I think some of these cars, with the undercut they're going to get from the tyres, will have to look at coming in again in the next 24 laps. Yes, around about there, 25, 26 laps. And they'll get their fresh rubber on, fill up to the end, and go for it. And then we'll have a fair idea of where people are. As Witcher comes into the pit lane as well. Everyone's coming in. Nicholas Walsh is in. Justin Witch is in, like I said. Raymond Yeager's in. Jai Schultz is in. Ash Nessa is in. Pit lane is busy right now as Nigel Patton takes the lead of this race. Who would have thought that race would end up like this at the 75 lap mark? We had Matt Dyer and Dwayne Priest bolting out at the start. Absolutely bolting. We've now got Matt Dyer down in 19th position, 2 laps off the lead. Had to come in for what I suspect is a set of tyres after just stopping for fuel. Dwayne Priest is out of his car and in the shed. He's gone after hitting a wall. We now have Sebastian Vandel as Nigel Patton comes into the pits leading this race. Let's go and watch him go around in the racecraft car, DSL car. Look at it. Beautiful pink and white livery. Nigel Patton's in the pits, like I said. Toddy Maxfield's in the pits. Some people might be tempted to just short fill this, and there is a few. There's 22 seconds, 18.8 seconds. You can see there, that is a thing. Raymond Yeager's come out. He knows what's going on. He has decided to. This is what's happening right now is some people filled up massively to the end. Not to the end, to the end of full tank. Some people knew that they were going to have to come in 24 laps time to chuck on some fresh rubber and go again. They're going to gain position here now, but they'll lose it again when they come in for their fresh set of rubber. Some people though will try and go as far as they can. I don't think there's a big enough undercut to go right to 61 laps on this set of tyres. So I don't think they're going to get to 120 odd laps in this. You don't want 30 laps. You want about the 60 laps. So you're going to get a little bit of an undercut there if you can go as long as you can. But 69 laps, Sebastian Vandel is coming into pit lane. What an effort. What a drive. Let's see where he comes out, because that's huge. That's absolutely huge. Gary Wellman will take the lead of this race now. Something I didn't think I was going to say at any point in this race, but Gary Wellman, Raymond Yeager, 1-2 right now. Where was this 50 laps ago? Who would have thought? So much strategy to play out here at the moment. Like I said, let's go through some of these people who have got half tanks compared to full tanks. Gary Wellman, 22.9 seconds on the pit lane. He would have only taken half to two-thirds of a tank of fuel. Raymond Yeager, 18.8 seconds. Justin Witcher, 20.9 seconds. So the interesting one here is Troy Davison is the highest car with the most fuel in his tank, along with Nicholas Walsh, Cade Donnelly. Let's go have a look at that battle. Troy Davison, I suspect, is theoretically... He's 12 seconds off the lead, so that's... Yeah, I think he's close to the lead of this race. He will get that bump back at the next set of stops. That's what he's looking for. But everyone now has stopped. Ruben Phelps is a bit out of whack because he had that damage and had to come in. But everyone else is sitting in a pretty good position. Yeah, the other one is Greg Spencer. He's back in 10th at the moment, and he has the car that's not in the best position behind Warwick Sharp there. He did short fuel as well, so keep an eye on that one. Matt Dyer is 1 lap down, but fighting back ever so slightly. He has fresh rubber, 30.3 compared to Gary Wellman, 30.4. So maybe Gary put some fresh rubber on because a lot of the other guys are 30.9s, 31s. Nigel Patton 30.9. So unless they're conserving fuel, which is the other thing, they might only, everyone's got to stop one more time. When they stop is the question, and how much fuel they put in is the other question. If they can save fuel now, that's less fuel they've got to put in at this very last stop, which can mean seconds on the pit lane. Remember, people, these things take an age to fill up. But let's go. Troy Davison's the man to watch here, because I think he's, like I said, he's 12 seconds off the lead. He's got the most fuel in his car of anyone that's in the top five, anyone ahead of him. So way more fuel in the tank than him. So he's going really good. Let's go on board and let's have another listen to Troy Davison do a lap around Nashville. Looking at these times just quickly, I know I said I was going to let him do it. I think he's got rubber till the end. I think he's done his set. Same with Justin Witcher, both doing 30.2s, 30.2s. But definitely Troy is doing some fast laps here. But yeah, let's go. Let's have a listen to him. That time to have a look at a few numbers here, but let's go on board here. Sebastian Varndell very significantly went longer than everyone else, 69 laps. He's currently 6 laps into his latest stint of cars. He's in 12th position. He's a lap down barely. He's just gone a lap down. He may not have to pit again if he nurses this car as much as he can. He's just see Gary Wellman's gone underneath in the race, current race leader. He's fueled to potentially the end. He would have taken his fresh tyres. He would be sitting there just lapping at the moment. See, some of those guys who are at the front, theory says if we get a yellow or two, they could save fuel. They might not have to stop again as well. So Troy Davis, Nicholas Walsh, Cade Donnelly all filled their tanks up. The others didn't. They have to definitely stop if we get a few cautions in a row, which is unlikely. These guys are racing really well tonight, but there is that chance they might be able to go to the end. Sebastian Varndell is one to keep an eye out for, being a lap down just behind Gary Wellman. We saw how far you go for a pit stop. He could be a potential one that is on a good strategy there. Here's Aiden Schultz just in front of him right now. Christopher Finlay, however, is coming into the pits. We are 70... Oh no, we are getting close to that mark. So that's 63 laps till the end right now. This is the part where people can get home. This is when we'll start to see these green flag stops to the end of those people who did short fuel. Gary Wellman, Raymond Yeager, Justin Witcher, keep an eye out for them coming in and topping up their fuel and racing to the end. Greg Spencer's another one that we might see come in fairly soon. Where does Christopher Finlay come out compared to... Oh, well, Sebastian Varndell's way ahead of him, so no one. He's the first one that's going to be. Keep an eye, Christopher Finlay, as we go through this race, where he sits compared to other people. Troy Davison getting underneath Witcher here. We have the 14. Is that Jamie Nankervis? 18 sitting in behind. He's a long way back. So these two here. Oh, that's Nigel Patton jumping in. That was Nigel Patton jumping into the pit lane. Pinnacle, we'll see Raymond Yeager come in very soon, I bet. Him and Gary Wellman will be the next ones to come in, which will help a few of these cars that have just got a lap down. If there is a caution, they will get it back. But Raymond Yeager, let's keep an eye out for him. Let's see where he goes. These guys will be pitting to the end though. Nigel Patton, Christopher Finlay, that's what we need to keep an eye on, although Nigel was a fair way down at that stage already. But Raymond Yeager's going for another one. Justin Witcher, he's made the call. Justin Witcher's coming to the pits. He will be filling up to the end, getting fresh rubber and ready to go. They are on a plan, these guys. Let's see where he comes out compared to Christopher Finlay. Gary Wellman will be in any moment too with Raymond Yeager, I suspect. Christopher Finlay's coming around the start-finish line now, but he's 2 laps down. Witcher is only 1 lap down. He's in pit lane right now. These guys will only have to short. So Christopher Finlay, just out of interest, 12.1 seconds stop it right then. Justin Witcher going a lot further. He's at 21, 22, 22.8. Warwick Sharp is in pit lane as well, running a similar strategy. He wants to get to the end on the rubber right now. He comes in. Gary Wellman alongside Todd Maxfield. Sebastian Vandel just behind him. Peter Jones just behind him. Let's keep an eye out. Let's see what happens with this guy and Raymond Yeager. Is there a masterstroke here by Sebastian Vandel? I don't know. We will find out in under 60 laps time. We are under a tank of fuel to go, people. This is it. Hello, my wife. Love listening to me. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy hearing my voice. Not many people do, but thank you for hanging around. Greg Spencer's coming to the pit lane with his aerodynamic advantage that he's got, jumping fuel into his car right now. Gary Wellman getting around. Will he pit soon? Witcher is come out. So that's what I wanted to check. Witcher compared to Finlay. Finlay is theoretically 6 seconds behind Witcher. Witcher is the car that is leading, that has pit the most and is filled to the end. Right now he's 2 laps off the lead. Here's another significant bit of information you need to understand about this. Gary Wellman at the front here, 11-second lead, almost 12-second lead now, trying to use up what tyres he's got left, I suspect, and use up what fuel he has in this tank as he gets ready to come in. Raymond Yeager doing the same job, lapping a lot slower than Gary Wellman though right now. I don't know whether it's tyre affected or he's made a mistake last lap. It could be both, but he could just be struggling for tyres right now as well. It seems like they just fall off a cliff at some stage. But Raymond Yeager doing a very good job. Troy Davison a little bit further back. He'll catch him very soon the way he is going, and take over second place in this race. However, Nicholas Walsh is coming into the pits right now. He's going to fill to the end as well. Where he comes out with Witcher is the key right now. No one else is pitting this lap just yet. So Gary Wellman going around yet again. Ruben Phelps on his inside. That looks like Jai Schultz in front of him. Jai Schultz is about to go a lap down. There is 4 cars on the lead lap right now. Sorry, my bad. Yep, no, now it is official. 4 cars on the lead lap right now as Jai Schultz goes a lap down. We have so much to play out here. Gary Wellman in the lead. Raymond Yeager second. Troy Davison third. Nicholas Walsh is in the pits. Nicholas Walsh is behind that building there in pit lane. Let's take the drone for a spin. Let's check him out as he comes out of the pit lane. Where does he come out compared to Justin Witcher? Justin Witcher's the next car on track. He's going to be very close. Which is going to get him here. Which is going to come around. You see there, he's got momentum already. When will he get to Nicholas Walsh? These are the 2 cars that have got fuel to the end. There it is. Jai Schultz gets around. Justin Witcher is ahead of Nicholas Walsh. This is theoretically the lead of the race of everyone who is pitted and ready to go to the end. Let's see what happens here. Gary Wellman up front again. Let's go back down to a better angle at him as he gets ready. We have more people. Troy Davis and Kate Donnelly have both pulled the trigger. Let's see. They're going to come out. Remember, which is the current person to keep an eye on? Where does Witcher sit with these guys that are pitting right now? Raymond Yeager is back on pace, so he must have just been caught up with someone for a second there. Him is doing the same lap speed as Gary Wellman yet again. So we got tyre playing out here. We got fuel playing out here. It's all going to come to a head in 50 laps time. We are 2/3 of the way through this race. This is phenomenal. So much happening here. Kay Donnelly, Troy Davison in pit lane, finished. They're coming out. Let's take that drone for a spin again. Let's see where he comes out. Witcher is coming around behind them again. There he is. There's Witcher. There's Donnelly. Witcher's going to get Cade, I reckon. Here we go. Witcher's just there. Just quickly, Raymond Yeager's coming into pits as well right now. These guys are all coming together. Troy Davison, Witcher on track next to each other. Nicholas Walsh. So Cade Donnelly is now leading this race of the battle of the cars who have stopped, and he's got a significant little margin here of almost 5 seconds to Witcher. But here we go. Gary Wellman's in as well. Gary Wellman's the key, right? He's leading this race. He has just come in. He's going to have to spend a fair chunk of time on pit lane right now. We're talking almost 30 seconds on pit lane. He's going to hold. Everyone else has been doing 15 seconds. Where does he come out compared to Cade Donnelly? Is now a benchmark, people. Cade Donnelly is the leader of this race as far as people who have stopped 3 times. Cade Donnelly, Gary Wellman. Gary Wellman's here. Let's go on board with Cade Donnelly. And let's have a look. Let's get the chopper behind him as he comes around. You can see there, pit lane entry. The start finish line. Let's go on board with Gary Wellman, who is now exiting the pit lane. This is going to be close. This is going to be very close. Get the chopper. Chopper over. There we go. Let's go on the nose and let's see how far ahead. You can see Gary Wellman right there. He's got to get up to speed yet. Cade Donnelly can see first place in his mirror. In front of him right now. Gets up behind Peter Jones. The very next car in front of him is the current leader of this race when we adjust for pit stops. Unless this man here, Sebastian Vandel, has brought off the call of the century and is not going to pit again. That is the wild card in the thing here right now, people. Remember that. He's currently leading this race and he is 20 seconds ahead of Gary Wellman. Can he make it to the end? We have got to find this out in under 50 laps time, as Craig Roffey's in the pits now as well. Aiden Schultz is going good out there as well. He stopped twice. Last stop he filled it up to the brim, so he'll be able to go a fair way as well. Matt Dwyer's made his way back up to third. He is not out of this race, people, even though he's had to stop twice. He is going at... He's got to stop in about 20 laps time. That will put him out of sequence of a lot of cars, but he's lapping again. He's back in there. If anything happens right now, he's in a good spot. He really... I think... I would, if I was him, I'd be praying for caution right now. Get in, get the fuel to the end, and just hold on and try and come back through the field. He's got the pace. Whether he's got the tyres left at the end, we'll yet to see. Like I said, so Sebastian's the one we've got to keep an eye out for. He's lapping extremely slow. I think he can make it. I don't think he's stopping again, but the gap between him and Gary Wellman is now 17 seconds and dropping. So this is the battle. This is on. Let's go. Australasian Supercars eSeries fans, get in chat, tell us what's going on. My Private Cellar's bringing you all this crazy action. Locked On Lads TV, that's us. We're bringing you this action for a couple more weeks yet. United Electrical Solutions, Hot Toddy's Heating Installs, The Sim Racing Edge, Pagnian Advanced Simulations, and Witcher Electrics are your sponsors for this series. Thank you so much for bringing this all to you. Aiden Schultz is about to take the lead of this race from Sebastian Vardell, but he has to pit again. No, Sebastian is pitting right now, so that theory's out the window, people. He's out of the running, I think, right now. Matt Dyer and Aiden Schultz are up front of this race. Ash Nessa still has to pit as well. But other than that, Gary Wellman's third on the track right now, ahead of Cade Donnelly, which is right behind. Peter Matson has to pit again. Troy Davison, this is a Sim Boys masterclass right now. Justin Witcher is back there. There's top four at the moment, I'm counting, for Sim Boys, and then it's Pinnacle 1, 2 after that, so 5, 6 position. And then it's another Sim Boys car in Christopher Finlay. Sebastian Vardell unfortunately goes a lap down, but is back out on the track and ready to go to the end. So 40 laps to go, people. 42 laps to go. Aiden Schultz leads this race barely over Matt Dyer, who's battling back strong after having to do 2 pit stops in a row in 2 laps, under green flag. I don't know the exact reasoning for that, but he still has to stop again. So he is of one of 3 cars. He's still to pit. Sorry, 4 cars still to pit again. 3 cars at the front. The top 3 all have to stop to pit again. So Ash Ness is in there as well. Ash Ness, look, he's doing a great race as he blinks out of action, as he always does, for code 9 there. Waving the flag high, but has to stop, unfortunately. Gary Wellman has closed that gap down to Aiden Schultz. It's 12.5 seconds. Sorry, no, it was Sebastian Vardell he was chasing, but he's 12.6 seconds off the lead. This is where we need to watch him versus Cade Donnelly. Cade Donnelly's right there. He is so close. Peter Matson is third, but not really in adjusted things. Troy Davison is the next one back, like I said. This is all about 6 seconds. So we see Aiden Schultz, Matt Dyer. We're talking about him again. He's an extra stop in there, but he is at the lead of this race. But then, hold on, Aiden Schultz gets it back. We've got a battle for the lead on track anyway. It's all happening, everyone. Let's go. Locked on Lads TV, where all the action is right now. Matt Dyer and Aiden Schultz, they don't care about tyres. They're going to battle for this. They want number 1 as they cross the start-finish line before they have to pit. It'll be interesting to see where Aiden comes out, but I don't think it's going to be near the front unless he thinks he can't get there. I'm sure he can't get there. There's no way he can get there. We've got 40 laps to go, people. Less than 40 laps to go. 37 laps to go. When will they pit? When will they pull the trigger? Gary Wellman doing a great job here as Christopher Tomlin comes out in front of him. He's not in the battle there. Cade Donnelly's right on his rear. Doing a great job, though. The race is open for either of these two right now. Simboy's doing a great job at Nashville. Peter Matson's finally done the pit stop that he needed to do. He's going out of this sequence. So currently, with adjusted timing, you have Gary Wellman first, Cade Donnelly second, Troy Davison third, Nicholas Walsh fourth, Justin Witcher fifth, Raymond Yeager sixth, Christopher Finlay seventh. So that is Simboys, 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 Pinnacle, Pinnacle, Simboys. Tell you what, this championship's going to be tight for the teams after tonight's race if this goes the way it's currently going. And it is doing the best possible job of maintaining his championship lead, Troy Davison. Good job so far. Hey, Greg Spencer's put his rear ring back on, or his boot back on. So good on him for getting back in there and doing that. 12.5 seconds, Gary Wellman to Matt Dyer. Won't be much of an issue. Matt has to pit again, like we said. It's roughly around about. In the next 5 laps, he'll have to pit because of fuel. Aiden Schultz is... Sorry, no, Matt's got... It's interesting because Matt stopped again for what I suspect was tyres. He's on a 51 lap stint at the moment, so we'll see. Aiden Schultz is on a 56 lap stint at the moment, so he will have to stop in the next sort of 6 or 7 laps, and Ash Nessa has to stop in the next 20, 15 laps, which is interesting. Very close to the end. Can he survive? Can he save enough fuel? No, he can't. Let's go. Matt Dyer is into the pits for his final stop of the night. Unfortunately, race was sort of stuffed around before, but he's in. And such as the commanding lead there at one stage in this race, but I think he's been nursing his tyres now a little bit more, but he's in. That'll be the end of him. Gary Wellman goes past and inherits now third place podium position currently, as he's got Cade Donnelly on his rear. Let's have a look from Cade's car and just see these two race. Just bear with me for a second while I get my breath back. Okay, you can see there, these guys are doing a great job working together. I don't think Cade wants to, there's no point trying to overtake Gary right now. It's a matter of, you go a bit further back here, you see that battle happening for the front of Troy Davis's car. Troy's actually gaining positions, gaining time, sorry. I wonder if Troy can win this race. Do the ultimate chance, the ultimate way of winning this championship by getting maximum points out of the race. You can see clearly, Aiden Schultz is in the pits, by the way, sorry. You can see clearly how much Troy is eating out of those guys ahead. So Aiden Schultz goes to the pits. Gary Wellman's now second. Troy Davis, and we're currently on board with, is now fourth. Great job there. Ash Nessa, the only one left to pit. 8.9 seconds ahead of first place Gary Wellman. It's going to be interesting. So, boys, have this race wrapped up at this current spot. I wonder if they're going to do what they're going to do here. But you can see how much in those couple of laps, how much Troy Davison has eaten out. He's now right on the back of Wellman and Donnelly. They have 4.2 seconds to Nicholas Walsh. Will they risk getting Nicholas Walsh up to this and doing a four-way finish across the finish line? I don't think so, because that's going to bring them 3 seconds further back to Raymond Yeager and Justin Witcher, who, let's go have a look at these two. They are running, you see that as you go back there, they are running nose to tail. They are pushing hard to get up to the front here. They are doing really good times, 30.4s. The front runners are doing 30.4 to 30.6 as Cade Donnelly had a bit of a slow one there, but Troy Davison's on a flyer. He's coming up here. He's now on the back of Cade Donnelly, who's on the back of Gary Wellman, just waiting for Ash Nessa to pit. Let's go, boy. Let's go watch Ash. He's done a great job, strategy-wise, to be leading this race for a significant amount of laps. So let's give him the airtime he deserves. Let's watch Ash go around. Let's have a look on... Let's give him some actual driving time. Ash Nessa has an 8-second lead on the field, pushing this car as long as he can. He is 54 laps into his stint. What an effort from this man. He will go, so we got 25 laps to go currently. Not going to get there. That's going to be pushing way too far. That'll be like almost an 80 lap stint. So at some stage he will have to come in and put himself out of the contention for this race. But doing a great job. Well done, Ash Nessa, on a great effort. Let's see here. What other cameras have I got that I haven't used tonight? And one entry. Let's have a look here as we keep on board with Ash Nessa. Now we're going to go have a look. There's Aiden Schultz going past Matson. Great job. Exit of 4. Ash Nessa's going around again. 3-4. Look at these guys. There's the leaders going around. Gary Wellman doing a great job. This is the gap back. There is Nicholas Walsh. There's Nashville Patton. And there's the Pinnacle Esports. That's an idea of how big this gap is. We have had one caution tonight. Lap 10 coming together of Christopher Tomlin and Kim Roffey. Unfortunately spun them around. Doing a great job the rest of these 119 laps to go caution free. Well done, Australasian Supercar eSeries drivers. Doing a good job here as Ash Nestor gets more screen time because he is leading this race by 6.7 seconds over Gary Wellman. Gary Wellman now. Let's go give the Sim boys the time they deserve. Look at them. 1, 2, 3. Wellman, Donnelly, and Davison. Battling for the podium of this race, all three of them, one way or the other. Interesting stats. Warwick Sharp is the last car on the lead lap in 11th position. The rest of the cars, you can see Craig Roffey just behind this one. He's the first car a lap down, lucky dog position. However, yeah, that's going to stay because that's Stevie Hall in front. Crowd favourite Stevie Hall gets up high, lets the leaders through, or the what will be the leaders through. Almost gets into Craig Roffey a little bit. He's in an awkward position there. Craig's making it hard. Troy Davison must be really concerned right now. Stevie Hall goes way up high. Might even be on the marbles into the wall, but not quite. Craig Roffey is trying his hardest to get unlapped here, just in case anything happens. But Troy Davison doesn't want to see any of that. Kate Donnelly's flashing, doesn't want to see any of that. Troy Davison just wants to finish this race as high as he can, get the points in the bank, and head to Chicagoland with a championship gap extension rather than a shrinkage like he had last week. But he's doing a great job. Craig does not want to give it up though. That's the problem. Ash Nestor is in the pits. You just flicked across the front of the screen. Gary Wellman inherits the lead of this race officially. Sim Boys 1, 2, 3, 4 is currently on the cards as Raymond Yeager and Justin Witcher have a 2.5 second gap here to gain over Nicholas Walsh if they want to stop a 1, 2, 3, 4. But then they have 4.5 seconds. It's 7 seconds total to get to the lead of this race. They are lapping at 30.3. The front pack is 30.5, 30.6.3 per lap. Yeah, could happen. It's on the cards. They are cutting into enough to it. 20 laps would be about 6 seconds. It's 7.5 seconds at the moment. We've got just under 20 laps to go. That's the problem. I think these guys can get to fourth, but I don't think they can get to the front. We will see. There's still so much to play out though, as you can see there. Roffey's really doing his best to get unlapped here. He's almost past Donnelly. And we'll try and push past Wellman here as he's putting in some great laps to be the last car on the lead lap, which is currently only the top 10 are on the lead lap. Then it's the next 7 cars are on the second lap, so 1 lap down at the moment. So Craig Roffey's right on the bubble here of a lap down, or he's already a lap down. He's trying to get back out of there. Last thing the Sim boys really want to see right now is this happening. That gap between them and Nicholas Walsh is not shrinking. It's currently 4.1, 4. Oh, it's shrinking ever so slightly. Craig Roffey's definitely slowing these guys down, I think. But interestingly enough, the Raymond Yeager gap to the lead is not really changing. It's 7.6, and that's where it's staying right now. So Sim boys controlling this race. Just need to stay out of trouble. Not long to go now. 16 laps to stay out of trouble. If I was Gary, I'd almost just let Craig go past. You can see Troy Davison and Kate Donnelly are slowing down here. They're 31 seconds. Are they just trying to stay safe? They've let Greg Spencer past now. So they've had 2 cars a lap down get past them. But I think it's more out of safety than anything else. But we'll see. At this stage, we'll probably get them into the booth unless something crazy happens. With 14 laps to go now. We'll find out a little bit more about that at some stage then. But these guys, just the interesting part of this race right now, because the gap to Jaeger to Wellman is now 7.1. It is coming down. But to these guys, it's actually Gary Wellman's opened up a second lead on these guys just about. So that is interesting. Craig Roffey still hasn't unlapped himself as Ash Nesta goes a further lap down. Unfortunately, after his great effort. Gary Wellman, will he just let him pass? The problem is if he lets him pass, he's got to then pass him back again if he's faster than him. So it's sort of a no-win situation right now. But Craig's got every right to try and get his lap back, so there we go. Yeah, so interesting point Aaron Diller's made is Craig's in no danger of losing another spot. Greg Spencer is the car behind him. They can battle it out. So I guess that's why he's battling, to try and keep a couple cars between them. Greg Spencer to Craig Roffey is the two cars that are battling for position, but no, I would not be happy if I was Sid Boys right now. Gary Wellman, Kay Donnelly and Troy Davison, they are coming back together slowly. So it's definitely not a case of they lost speed on the others. They're still lapping fine. It was just they must have got balked there by Greg Spencer or Craig Roffey at some stage and just lost momentum, and now they come back up. And lapping okay, so that's fine. 6.8 seconds is Jaeger to Wellman. That's the other thing to keep an eye out for. They are doing solid laps, both Jaeger and Witcher. You can go back here and have a look at them. They go past Stevie Hall as well. They are working well together, as they should. They are teammates and raced together for a long time, but 30.4 is what currently Gary Wellman's doing, so they're not catching enough to make this worthwhile. Warwick Sharp's interesting. He's gone low. He's actually giving up positions. He's coming in for pits. Whether his tyres are shot and he's run out of fuel, that's what I don't know. This is his fourth stop. Whether he had an instant thing happen, I know he's in trouble. He stopped very early. He slowed down very early coming here. Anyway, let's go back front. Gary Wellman and Kay Donnelly. Kay Donnelly's got past Craig Roffey. And Troy Davis just needs to get past him now as well. I'm just keeping an eye on the timing board for Warwick Sharp to see what happens here. He's on the pit lane. He's topping up with something or other. I don't know what it is, but he's doing something. But Gary Wellman, Kay Donnelly got this race in the bag with 9 to go. Sim Boys have a 1, 2, 3, 4 lined up, although Jaeger is under 2 seconds away from Nicholas Walsh. But I don't think that's going to make a difference right at this stage. Nicholas Walsh is lapping pretty fast right now compared to everyone, so that's not going to be an issue this race. Unless we get a yellow, is all done. Troy Davison's pushing hard here to try and get inside Craig Roffey. He wants the 1, 2, 3 across the line in pretty pitches. See if we can get that, but Craig does not want to let that happen. He's not going to lose a position down to Greg Spencer. Greg Spencer is a long way back, as we can see here. He's definitely lost speed. He's about 3 seconds back off Craig Roffey. He's not going to gain any positions. Christopher Finlay is up further, so you can see there. Todd Maxfield, there's in ninth. Craig Roffey's pretty much stuck in position. But these guys, let's just get Troy past safely. Craig jumping behind and sit on the back of these guys and just see where he can go. You don't want to be battling right now at this point of the race. 136 laps without a caution. Let's just get through these last 6, everyone. We are nearly there. Look at these Sim Boys. They're getting the screen time they deserve. Christopher Finlay's in the pits. He is run out of fuel and getting a top up. That's the only thing I can think that could be. Christopher Finlay is no longer the 5th Sim Boys car out of 6 or 7 or whatever we're at. But he's coming to the pits. Gary Wellman, Kay Donnelly, Troy Davison leading this race. Nicholas Walsh is the other Sim Boys car that is 4th place. And then you can see there, that's not Raymond Jaeger behind him. That's Greg Spencer behind him. But behind that, you can see Witcher and Jaeger, but 5 laps to go. I don't think he's close enough. Don't think they are close enough. 1.7. It just hasn't changed enough. See at the front here, we can see here Ruben Phelps. You can see Troy Davison giving him the flash, telling you, I just want to get past you. I just want to stay safe. Just let me pass. Stop going side by side. Ruben Phelps is on the back of these guys as well. They're slowing down, but it won't be enough. It won't be an issue. Actually, let's go back here. I'm just interested to see. Nicholas Walsh is off the pace. Nicholas Walsh is only 1.2 seconds down to Witcher. Witcher's getting close. 4 laps to go. Chris Finlay's back out on track there. You can see they're trying to get something going. We still 4 laps to go. Witcher's right on the back here. It's under a second. All of a sudden something's happened. I don't know what it is, but Nicholas Walsh has not had a good lap last lap, and it's made the difference. But he's now just, it's 1 second, it's 3 laps to go. It's on. Let's go back up the front here. There's a few cars that are going slower than they should right now. But that's okay. Let's stick at the front here where we've got lights are flashing. Troy Davison goes under turn 4. No, that was turn 1. Sorry, he's pushing hard. He just wants to get past Roffey. He doesn't need to. He just wants to get past Roffey. Let it happen, people. I want to see 1, 2, 3 across the line. Middle split will be a problem there. Matt Dyer's in again. I don't know what's happened here. He might be out. He might be tyres, might be gone. But anyway, 2 laps to go. We might get a white flag here very soon. We are on the white flag, in fact. Let's stick with the sim boys. 1, 2, 3 right now. It's half a second between Witcher and Walsh. It's closing quick, but I don't think it's going to close quick enough. Gary Wellman, Cade Donnelly, and Troy Davison. 1, 2, 3. It's been like that for the third period of the race. As we go across the start-finish line, well done, Gary Wellman, Troy Davison, and Cade Donnelly. And then Nicholas Walsh finishes out 1, 2, 3, 4 for Sim Boys. And then 5, 6 for Pinnacle. Sebastian Vandel, great job from him. Finishing in 7th. That massive run that he did. What an effort. Really, really good job from Sebastian Vandel. Jai Schultz back in form. He's got some stripes down the side there that weren't from the original paint design. He's in 8th. Craig Roffey battling hard with the leaders there at the end to finish 9th. Nigel Patton 10th. And that is it. But let's go on board with Gary Wellman. Let's see this boy celebrate a well-earned win. Put on a show for us. Very well done to Gary Wellman. Let's just quickly, like I said, run through that championship. Oh, not the championship. Let's go through the results quickly as we focus on Gary Wellman doing donuts in slow motion. Show results there. Gary Wellman wins this race over Cade Donnelly, to Troy Davison, to Nicholas Walsh, Justin Witcher, Raymond Yeager, Sebastian Vandel, Jai Schultz, Craig Roffey in 9th, Nigel Patton in 10th. We went too far there. Let's go back. Let's just reset it and go again. Greg Spencer in 11th, Peter Batson in 12th, Aiden Schultz in 13th, Peter Jones in 14th, Toddy Maxfield in 15th, Matt Dyer in 16th after leading a chunk of this race. Christopher Finlay in 17th, Ruben Phelps 18th after being involved in the incident early on. Tim Blundell in 19th, Ash Nessa unfortunately down to 20th. Warwick Sharp in 21st. I don't know what happened there at the end with him. Christopher Tomlin is 22nd. Stevie Hall, crowd favourite, 23rd. Kim Roffey in 24th. Adam Ariel in 25th. Jamie Dan Curvis in 26th. Noddy Tompkins 27th. Tom Pritchard 28th. Dwayne Priest in 29th after being one of the big leaders of the race at start here as well. Peter Gretton 30th and Philip Howe 152 laps down in 31st position. Well done, Gary Wellman, indeed. So let me go. Let's quickly have a look at the upcoming schedule while I wait for these guys to come down the broadcast booth. But congratulations to Simboys 1, 2, 3, 4. So currently, like I've mentioned a few times, Chicagoland is the next race on the schedule here, and that will be a very important one at some stage. Sorry for the audio in the background. I'm just setting a few things up. And yes, after Chicagoland, we go to Atlanta Motor Speedway. From there, we go to Daytona International Speedway for an epic night of craziness. Charlotte, and then finishing off the Triple Crown with California Classic on November 6th. Let's bring up the man himself. The championship leader, the person who all he had to do is finish ahead of the other guys, and he did it. Congratulations, Troy Davison, on wrapping out the third spot on the podium and the third spot for Simboys. Congratulations, mate. Ten laps in, we have a yellow, and from there, nothing. As we zoom in on your car, it has been a while since we've had to talk to you. You've been championship leader for so long. It's not how many points you gained on them, it's how many points they didn't gain on you. That's the key to this point of the season. How much is it on your mind right now? Mate, on the podium. Oh, can't you? Okay, hold on. Let me fix that up. That's a problem. Sorry, Troy. I can hear you perfectly well. It's the broadcast people that can't. Video and audio default. Let's send him to chat. And let's send me to that one. And then, can people hear you now?
How's that sound?
That sounds, I can see you here. So let's go back. We just talked about how much of a problem, how much on your mind the championship is. How do you prepare for having to think about the championship and the pressure that's putting on you?
Yeah, it's because it's such a long season. It's putting a lot of. I am feeling the pressure, and the last couple of races I've really had some bad results. So I sort of just bit of super speedway the last couple of races, and just got unlucky and crashed out. And I sort of was going a little bit cautious, sort of in those couple of races. And tonight, coming into tonight, I thought, no, that's it. I'm racing tonight. So it was a track that suited me, and yeah, sort of glad to get the boys for a change in a couple of weeks, but didn't get a lot of points on them, but I'll take it.
You take it, and as I said, it's how many they didn't get from you. So we got Matt Dyer in Facebook chat at the moment saying the tyres never lasted, and that was a big thing. I saw him and Dwayne go out hard to start with. How bad were tyres to handle towards the end of their stint?
Yeah, they only went if you started pushing them. So I think I did like 100 laps on one set, and I think I had about 20 or 30% left, and but you could chew them up in 10 or 20 laps if you wanted to. I didn't know if Matt Dyer was going to be because he qualified first and put a gap into us all, and then he took off, and thought, oh, this guy might know something we all don't. But then I was in the Discord chat, and he said he had 2 meatball flags. So yeah, you definitely had to watch the tyres tonight. It was going to hurt you if you drove it too hard, that's for sure.
So that was the case. I did call that into the look, you were thinking what's going on. Me as a commentator in the booth on my own going, is this guy just better than everyone else? But no, it ended up being the tyres in the end. You said you didn't put much effort into thought thought into the strategy tonight. You didn't get enough time into it. At what stage did you realise how bad those tyres were going to be? It's something you had to watch out for anyway.
Oh, because I was, obviously Justin and Razor, they threw a little bit of a curveball at me. I didn't really know what strategy I was on, sort of around that 80, 90 lap mark. And I thought I really need to go in and get some tyres and try to, because I could see it was going to go green the whole way. And I thought I'd better go get some tyres, but I just didn't want to shortchange myself on fuel, and I hadn't really worked that part out. So I just stayed out to 100, and I think I had about 8 or 10 laps up my sleeve, so that was all good in the end. But they threw a little bit of a strategy change at us and kept us on our toes, but I'm glad it worked out our way in the end.
So let's go to Sim Boys for a second. You've got top 4 here tonight. How much does that mean to you personally?
Yeah, no, we don't plan on these things. We just turn up and all race. And, I think last week, I don't know if it was this series or the other one, we got a first time ever, we got a podium lockout, and tonight we've got one better with 4. So, can't be happier than that.
Yeah, I thought there for a second it was going to be 5. Christopher Finlay might have been able to get those of us, but he had to pull off at the end. Was there a bit of celebration going on in Discord at the end?
Yeah, no, I was pretty happy. We didn't really have a clean track for the last 10 laps. I was a little bit annoyed with that, but that's racing, I suppose. You've got to take that. But and we sort of would have raced hard between us, but obviously giving ourselves room as well. So, I was definitely pumped on that.
I'm not going to go into the fact of what actually happened, but I saw your lights flashing for a bit. We talked about it on the broadcast enough. But does that put heart and mouth stuff when you're watching someone battling to get a lap back and you just want to finish the race without crashing?
The issue, Burn, is that, especially like we say on a tyre track, to make the move, you've got to really push the tyres. And I was just getting held down low and just couldn't do it. And I don't really know why that car had to be there. He had enough room on the cars behind that he was racing, and I don't see the need to race with the podium cars, regardless if we're one team or not, because we was all going to race each other anyway. But anyway, that's that's my gripe on that. But I certainly wouldn't have done that. That's for sure. I've got enough etiquette to not do that. But that's what we deal with.
That's it. 5 races to go in the series. A couple of big races coming up. Look, mate, good luck with everything going forward in the big races to come, because you've had a stellar season so far and we don't want to see it ruined by anything silly coming up. But who do you want to thank and who do you want to shout out?
Yeah, thanks, Wilco. Yeah, the boys, we all have a great time racing with each other. Our sponsors, Hot Toddy Heating Stalls, Ferris Shifters and United Electrical. The boys had a good grand final day there yesterday. Had a bit of a party, so a few sore heads today, but we still managed to do well. But yourself for the broadcast, Locked On Lads, there's Australian Supercar eSeries. Still loving it each week, and everyone involved and everyone we race. It's great fun.
Excellent. Well done again, and we'll talk to you, I'm sure, very soon.
Yeah, cheers, Wilco.
And that brings us to second place. A man we've talked to a fair bit of late, Cade Donnelly, mate. Congratulations on second place for tonight's race.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Now, take us through what you were thinking at the start there. You see Matt Dyer take off at the lead. You got your teammate Dwayne going around, getting a 10-second lead. Where are you on at that stage?
Well, I knew the tyres weren't going to hold on, so it was a tyre game for sure. And Matt, I don't know if he knew or not, but he took off pretty hard and paid for it, I think. So,
how much effort did you put into the strategy for tonight? Did you know your tyre numbers? We talked to Troy, who sort of wasn't really sure of exactly what strategy he was playing out, or the exact numbers of it. Did you put a bit more effort in than he did?
Oh, nah, not really, mate. I mean, we just sort of knew that we couldn't, you couldn't push 100%.
Yeah, so you've got 1, 2, 3 there. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, like a top 4 lockout for Sim Boys. What was it like? I won't talk about the battle for the lapped car, but what was it like being in those top 3 at the end there, just driving along Sim Boys front and behind you?
Yeah, good, man. You're racing at that point, and we're just trying to work out who took the top step, and yeah.
Were you willing to give Gary a nudge there?
No, I was all for Troy to come through, but yeah, I think he had his own problems with the lap car, which so anyway.
Because there was a point there where Troy did catch up fairly quickly to you two, and I thought, oh, here we go. Troy's got a good set of tyres here. He's going to come past us, or it's going to be a number one finish for him when his teammates are in front. Was that a thought at that stage? It sounded like it was.
Well, it was a thought, but at the same time, when he caught me, I was dealing with said lap car. So, yeah, it was just being a bit of a pain in the arse, he was. So,
well, we look forward, or we look to the next couple of rounds: Chicagoland Speedway, Atlanta Speedway, and then Daytona. Good luck. Any of those excite you?
oh, for sure, Daytona. Yeah.
That's the big one. That's what we're going to see you rise to the top again. Look, mate, you've had a really good this part of the season. You've come back strong in this second half. You've had some great podiums at the moment. Will we see you push for as high up where are you in the championship at the moment? And what part of that are you thinking about right now? Are you thinking about, you got a number in sight that you want to hit?
Oh, not really, mate. If I'm in the team's championship, like if I'm a part of the team, then I want to finish as high as possible. But for the team, but as far as where I finish individually, I'm not too phased really about where that might be. But I don't even know where I am, to be honest. So.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I haven't even got it up on my screen. But look, the last question I want to ask you before we go into thanking people is, how do you work out in the Sim Boys who's the three racing each week? Is it paper, rock, scissors, or a race off at the end?
I think Gaz has got a bit of a spreadsheet thing going on. We run every week, and it tallies up points and finishes and all that sort of stuff, so we know who the top three cars are going to be in the team. Yeah.
Okay, cool, excellent. Well, there you go. Thank you so much for your time tonight. But who do you want to thank?
Yeah, well, of course, Sim Boys, Hot Toddy's Heating Installs, and United Electrical Solutions. You guys, obviously, for the broadcast, and ASE for the league.
Excellent. Well, okay, I'm sure we're going to hear from you again in the future, and well done on tonight's race.
Cheers, mate.
And that brings us to the winner of tonight's race. I'm trying to battle my head to see when I talked to you last. Gary Wellman, welcome to the booth.
Yeah, cheers, Wilco. It's been a while.
It has been. Congratulations. You seem to be there and thereabouts every week, and something just seems to happen. Is that how you've seen your season so far?
Yeah, totally. It's I don't know. I reckon I went 8 weeks and I could hardly even finish a race. It's total contrast to last season, and I just couldn't get it together. But it was a bit weird. I was a bit confident coming into tonight. I'm like, started to get it all together the last few weeks, and came together tonight, which was good.
It definitely did. Now, I talked to the others about strategy a little bit, but at what point in this race did you think, here, this is on? Because we had Matt out front at the start. You had that patch in the middle where you're in front, but you were off strategy. What point did you think this is really on?
Oh, we were pretty confident that Matt was going to cook his tyres, and as soon as we saw that relative come down, we were pretty confident we'd have the cars to win. I sort of mixed it up this time. I short fueled on the second stop, just to give it a go, because I've never really done that before, and that sort of got me in front. And then I just went as long as I could before the last set of tyres, and still had good tyres at the end, so I could have raced pretty well if we wanted to, but we were just lucky. All the boys are up front.
Well, that's it. I want to get onto the Sim Boys 1, 2, 3, 4 with you in a second. And we heard about your little spreadsheet to find out who's in the team each week, as so to say, because you only get 3 in the team. But how hard is it to race in that middle section of the race when you've got a lead, you've got a significant lead, but you don't know exactly where that pans out? Or are you watching hard on the data and you have the data to know exactly where you're going to come out compared to everyone else at that stage?
Yeah, I was watching the top relatives there, and I knew when I come out the pits, I just had to hold that sort of time, and I'd be in with a fair shot. So I was pretty confident I'd be up the pointy end, but you get a bit nervous, especially when you haven't been on the podium for so long. I was like, just waiting for something to go wrong, but nothing went wrong tonight, which is good. Yeah,
142 laps without a caution is unheard of, but the field spread out pretty well. But let's go on to the Sim Boys themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's that mean for you personally? I've talked to the other guys, but what's it mean for you?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I don't think we've had a podium lockout before, let alone a top four. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. The boys are stoked, and yeah, it's good performance from the whole team, really. So yeah, we're happy.
So you're the key holder of who races each and every week in the team for the three drivers?
Yeah, we could probably have two teams, couldn't we? But I run a spreadsheet. It's only highest average points per round raced or something. But it's just to give us some sort of guide on who should be running.
So does anyone slip into your DMs and go, look, I know I'm not the best average this week, but I really feel like I'm on. Can you slip me into this race as a team? I'm on.
No, it's usually the other way. They try and palm it off. I think we went through a run there where the third driver was just getting wrecked every week, so no one wanted to be that one. But Toddy was going to hand it over to me last night, I think, yesterday, because he knows tyre rounds. He kind of wears his tyres a bit harder, and I seemed to save mine a bit better, and probably would have been a good move. But no, it doesn't matter. We're all happy.
That's it. So who were the three for tonight?
I think it was Cade, Troy, and Toddy. So
Todd, okay.
yeah.
So Todd's 15th. That's not too bad result for you. It'd be interesting to see where the teams come out. That team championship is closing in fast, so it's a nice little addition they've put in this season. What do you think of the addition?
Yeah, we really like it. It's like for me, I've had a bad run. If you're out of the point standings for the driver one, it's always good to keep an eye on the teams one and work together to get a good result there. So yeah, it adds another element in, and yeah, I think it's good. It's just a point of difference.
Definitely. So we've got 5 rounds to go: Chicagoland, Atlanta, Daytona, Charlotte, and California Classic. Which one of them jumps out at you as your one you're most excited for?
Yeah, I think Daytona, we always go pretty hard on those ones, and big team, we've got the advantage. We can all work together as well. So, yeah, if we can keep them straight, we'll be a threat on that one, I reckon.
That is it. Well, good luck with that. And who do you want to thank out? Because it's been so long. Who do you want to shout out? Who do you want to thank out?
Yeah, same sponsors, really. Hot Toddies, United Electrical, Ferro Shifters. Yeah, ASE for the broadcast. You guys, Locked On Lads for the broadcast. And all the Sim boys. We just have a ball with it. And my partner, Rana, for letting me out here race three nights a week or so, whatever I do. But yeah, it's always good to be able to come out here and have a bit of fun.
Well, congratulations and welcome to a bit of form again, Gary. And we'll hopefully talk to you again fairly soon. And good luck with the rest of the season.
Cheers, Wilco.
And that finishes off this race. Apologies for the audio issues and apologies for leaving the season schedule up longer than I should have. But we have, look at this, Gary Wellman going around the track. Let's have a look at Cade Donnelly's car and Troy Davison's car. They are your top 3 at the moment. Let's shout out Nicholas Walsh, who was the 4th Sim Boys car tonight. Sim Boys lockout of the top 4 is a rare sight indeed, but well done on the team for doing a great job and doing that tonight. Thank you to everyone who popped in tonight. Thank you to everyone who jumped into Facebook chat and had a go. Thanks Mass1 for being on Facebook, YouTube and chatting, talking up Stevie Hall for us. Unfortunately, wasn't his night yet again. But let's go back to that schedule. Like I said, it won't be my voice you'll hear for the next couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I've got some things on, sorting some stuff out. So I will be handing it over to Matty Hunter. We'll have a chat during the week exactly where it's going to broadcast, but we will be broadcasting it still for you at some stage, way, shape or form. There will be a broadcast I'll be getting to you, and then I'll be back for the final 3 for the season. Big times to come yet, but thank you everyone who's been watching. Thank you everyone who's been supporting the series and supporting the broadcast. You've done a great job. I don't know how much I've said live, but we will not be going on next season at this stage. My life is just too chaotic and I just don't have the team behind me anymore. We've had, obviously, you noticed people dropping off left, right and centre for own personal reasons, and that's perfectly fine. I don't mind. It's just I can't commit to doing the series anymore at all because I just can't commit to broadcasting anymore. I need to be able to have some kind of backup. So that's why I've got to basically get someone in to do the next couple of weeks because I desperately need the time off for personal reasons. But yeah, look, that's where we're at. 5 rounds to go of Locked On Lads broadcast, Locked On Broadcasting, Locked On Lads TV, sorry. And then it'll be no longer, unfortunately. But thank you everyone for the support we've had over the 6 to 8 months now we've been doing it. And yeah, I think we've come a long way, but yeah, we just don't have the team there to do it anymore. But we will finish off this season. That is the main thing. But thank you everyone who has been watching. Thank you everyone who's been supporting us. We will wrap it up for tonight, and we'll be back again next week somewhere, somehow, for Chicagoland Speedway, 134 laps, grand final night for the league. So yeah, hopefully you have both screens on and watching it. Go the Eels. Have a good night all. See you later. Bye.